Okay, well today, because it's autumn and you know how much I love autumn, I am making butternut squash and sweet potato soup. So to start off with, I have the butternut squash in the oven because it's easier to actually peel when it's cooked, because it's a nightmare to peel. Other than that, you end up chopping your finger off or something. So the easiest thing to do is just pop it in the oven and with a bit of olive oil, and let the oven do the work. So I have in here a tablespoon, just over a tablespoon of coconut oil, and that's what I'm frying with because it's actually very, very good for you. And into that oil, when it melts, well, it's practically melted, I'm putting in 1.5 onions, and I'm going to saute them till they're soft. So for the moment they'll be on a high heat, and then I will reduce them. And then to that I will add spices. Now I have ginger, I have black pepper, and I have hot chili here. The reason I'm using dry ginger is because I have no fresh ginger left. So it's going to work. You just use this is a quick soup. It should be, it's nice if you can use the fresh thing, but if you can't, the dried is the same thing. It's the same thing. So what difference does it make? So when that fries, I'm going to fry it off as well. And to that then I'm going to add the rest of the ingredients. So I'll come back to it then and show you then what to do. Well, as you can see, the onions have softened, and I have added the spice, and I've also added one of those liquid stock jelly, the jelly cube type things, the Nor thing, into it as well. It's a chicken stock, so this won't be a vegetarian soup. If you want a vegetarian soup, all you have to do is add a vegetable stock, but I didn't have any to hand, so I just used the chicken one. So to that now, I'm just going to add the sweet potato, and I put it into cubes, and I'm just going to saute that as well. Now I have it on a low heat here because I didn't want the onions or the oil burning, so I will just turn it back up and let them soften a bit while I'm still waiting for the butternut squash in the oven. I also put my garlic into the oven because that kind of enhances the flavour of garlic as well, and it makes it easier just to pop in. This is all going to be blended in the end, so it won't really matter. I just pop in the whole cloves as they after they roast. I'll show you what I do when I come to that part. So I have a kettle of water boiling here, so I will add that to the potatoes and the onion mix when it boils, and I will put it on to simmer then when it comes to boil, and I'll let you know then when I'm adding the other ingredients. So now I have scooped all of the flesh out of the skins of the butternut squash, so I'm going to just add that to the pan, and the sweet potato, as you can see, probably is already soft somewhat, but because the butternut squash is actually cooked because it was in the oven, they both kind of cook nicely together. Sorry about the steam. So there you go. So I'm just going to let that simmer away for about, say, half an hour. Before I turn it off, I'm going to add, well, actually in about 15 minutes, I'm going to add coconut milk to it. And this is quite a big batch of soup, as you can see. I have 3 butternut squash in there and 6 sweet potatoes. And I'll add 2 cans of coconut milk to this. The reason being is we love it, and it will last for a couple of days probably. It'll do for lunches and stuff, and it's really healthy and it's very good for you. So plus it's comforting, and you need that this time of year. It just gets you in the mood for the dark nights that are beginning to kind of come in very, very, very quickly, I noticed. But I love this time of year anyway, so I don't mind. So I'll just let that simmer, and when I come to add the milk, the coconut milk, and when I come down to blend it at the end, I'll show you that process. So I'll be back to you. I actually neglected to mention I'm also adding the cloves of garlic from out of the oven. There's actually 5 cloves in it's like a lot of garlic, and it's very good for you. And you need all the nutrients you can get this time of year, especially with the kids going back to school. They'll be picking up colds and all sorts of rotten out things. So the more nutrients you can get in, vitamins you can get in, and the more defense you can give your body, the better chance you stand. So the garlic has gone in, and I'll come back then when I'm putting the coconut milk in. So here I am about 15 minutes later, and you can see the vegetables have broken down quite a lot already. So I'm going to add, there's 2 cans of coconut milk there. Get all that out. And I'm going to give that a bit of a stir in. Yeah, I'm just going to bring that back up to the boil, just to help melt that coconut milk. So, oh, you can see the colour. Look at the colour, is just unbelievable. It really is gorgeous. So I'll give that a good old stir. Now, as you probably noticed, I didn't add salt to this because I like to put my seasoning in at the end, because I'm not a really big fan of salt, and I prefer if the kids don't have too much of it, because let's face it, they eat enough junk, crisps, all those type of things. I started getting probably too much salt anyway, but I don't eat an awful lot of salt, so I need it. So I put it in at the end, when I'm having it, you know, in the bowl. So you can season it if you want. You can add your salt if you happen to like salt. It's just a personal preference for me, and that's why I haven't added it. So I'll come back to you now when I'm going to whisk this, or when it's half whisked, or because I'll probably destroy the kitchen when it goes everywhere. So I'll come back to you then and show you what the soup looks like in the end. Okay, thanks, bye. Okay, so I started to blend the soup, so I'm just going to show you how to do that. Took some of the lumps out, and well, look, you get the idea. So I like it kind of thick. I don't know whether you can see that. It needs to be blended a bit more, but I don't want to irritate you with that noise. If it's too thick for your liking, you can add a little bit of hot water and thin it out a bit. But I think for me, this is just perfect. I added, and I neglected to mention, 1.5 litres of water to that stock cube that I put in at the very start. So you know, that's the consistency I like. But it's a very personal soup. Is very personal. It's really about the consistency you like. For me, this is perfect. If it's too thick for you, add more water. If you think when you make it this time and it's too thin, then obviously add less water. But I'm going to keep whisking away here, and then I'll decant the soup into a bowl and have some nice crunchy bread, and I'll show you a picture of that at the end. Okay, so I'm off now to whisk and blend.